Hello friends, in this module you are going to understand what are the various causes of prosocial behavior. We will also look into the different determinants that are playing on prosocial behavior. Causes of prosocial behavior. What is prosocial behavior? Prosocial behavior is defined as that behavior or action that is extended by a person to another person who is in need of help without expecting any kind of a return from that person. There are always some costs that are involved in such kind of a helping behavior. At times this cost might be high and they might be low. There is a general tendency that whenever the costs are high, the person may not help. He will refrain from getting involved in any kind of a situation. But when the costs of helping are low, he is bound to offer help to the distressed person. Because he has to stay in the society, he will offer this help. So, prosocial behavior is offered without any expectation of reward. Our main effort here is to understand the causes behind such kind of prosocial behavior. Prosocial behavior is exhibited by people as they are social beings. They have to build relationships with the others in the society. When they build such relationships in the society, there is a smooth functioning of matters in the society. Indirectly, all of them, while offering such kind of help to one another, are conforming to the norms that are already established in the society. They are obeying the rules. They are cooperating with others. What is another main reason that causes prosocial behavior in people? It is self-interest. Self-interest is nothing but egoism. This occurs when there is a need to feed one's own image. Egoism facilitates prosocial behavior when there are reputational incentives involved. Let us take an example. A person donates a huge sum of money to a club or to a large symphony. What is he getting out of this? By doing so, there is a mutual benefit for the club as well as to the person. When he is offering such a huge amount, he would have spoken to the authorities there. Okay, fine, you name the hall after me. What is he getting out of it? He is giving them money, those people are getting helped, and then this man gets the hall named after him. So, there are two factors here. One is that he is offering help. Second is that the hall is being named after him. This is a very gratifying factor for his ego. As you can see, there is mutual benefit between both the parties. So, self-interest plays a pivotal role in egoism or leading the person to behave in a prosocial manner. This act of the person also improves his social status. If the amount that he has contributed is huge, then you can take it for granted that this news is going to figure in almost all the major newspapers. So, he is elevated in the eyes of the public at large. Another reason why people behave prosocially is because of reciprocity. Reciprocity, you give me something, I give you something later. So, in this, people exhibit prosocial behavior with a basic premise that if I help you today, tomorrow there is every chance that you will help me. So, majority of the people in the society offer help on this kind of a principle. What is another cause of prosocial behavior in people? Conformity. What do you mean by conformity? When people abide by the rules that are laid by the group, laid by the society, laid by the place in which they live, laid by the state, all these things, you can say the person is obeying these norms of the society or the state or whichever place the person belongs to. So, prosocial behavior is something good. You are expected to help people who are in need of help. So, it is conformity to such an idea that prosocial behavior is expected of people will also be one of the causes as to why people will offer help, especially to strangers. Offering help to known people is a different issue, but offering help to strangers is the main point of concern here. How many of us would stop our activities, stand, look at what is happening with another stranger, then inquire whether he is fine or no? How many of us do this daily? I don't think many of us do it unless the situation is really grave. Another cause of prosocial behavior is fairness norms. What are these fairness norms? People have a strong desire for a system that is based on fairness and social exchange. According to them, adhering to these norms facilitates building and maintaining positive relations between people. When there are positive relations between people, it will definitely inculcate an idea or an atmosphere of positivity, and that is definitely going to bring about a prosocial behavior. Yet another cause of prosocial behavior is forgiveness. Forgiveness also is found to contribute greatly towards prosocial behavior. This allows the letting go attitude. The person is willing to pardon the person who has done something wrong with just an idea that we will have a positive feeling towards one another. Letting go of such things, letting go of anger and blaming others will definitely help in repairing relations that have been strained. Once you have overcome such a kind of a barrier, you can see that prosocial behavior will occur naturally. Then another cause is the rule of law, which we have also discussed in part in the conformity aspect. The society has to abide by rule of law that governs the people. This is one factor that is found to boost the quality of life of people who are living in the society. As a result, what will members of the society do? They will abide by the rule of law. We have just now tried to understand what the causes of prosocial behavior were. Now, we will focus on understanding the various determinants of prosocial behavior. Why do people behave prosocially in different kinds of situations? Why do they not behave prosocially in some kind of situations? Well, there are three different types of determinants of such kind of a favorable behavior. We have the personal determinants, we have the situational determinants, and then we have the interpersonal determinants of prosocial behavior. We have understood that prosocial behavior is that kind of a behavior that is extended by people without having any kind of an expectation or of reward in return. Now, where can you find this kind of a behavior? Is it difficult to find? I don't think so. The moment you get onto Google, the moment you see Wikipedia, that is all prosocial behavior, because there are so many people collaborating into making Wikipedia the best place to find information. Barn raising is another such example of prosocial behavior. Then Bill Gates and Melinda Gates Foundation is another great example of philanthropic prosocial behavior. Coming down to learning more about the personal determinants of prosocial behavior, we will see that each one of us is different in our own aspects. Our characteristics are the ones that influence the way we behave. We may be friends. I may be going along with my friend on a sunny day morning, and then I might not offer help, but my friend might offer help. Why do you think such kind of a difference occurs in behavior? Because each one of us is predisposed in a different manner with the characteristics to offer help. There are various factors like personality, mood, background and competence that play when a person is trying to take a decision as to whether he will offer help or not. There are social standards, there are individual standards that are prevailing at the time when the person has to offer help. We also have the social responsibility norms that will drive us to act in such a direction that it is favorable and the person will offer help. And when the person offers help, he is bound to get a lot of reinforcement in terms that people will really appreciate the work he has done. How do you think mood is going to affect your prosocial behavior? Just think of a situation. You had a good scolding from your mom, you are in a grumpy mood, you have come out, you have seen a person in distress. Do you think what will be your reaction? Will you go and help the person? Will you have the time to think about his distress? You yourself are in a foul mood. Yes, so we can say that mood definitely has an effect on the way whether you behave or whether you react in a positive manner and offer help, or react in a negative manner and just don't get involved in the situation at all. A pleasant mood definitely facilitates interpretation of the situation in a sympathetic manner. When you are sympathetic to a person, there is always a chance that you will offer him help. Helping is a positive act, and this is enough reason to prolong the good mood. So, you are having a pleasant mood, you help someone, and by helping someone your mood gets better, you feel good about your own self. Good mood therefore increases self-attention, which in turn leads to behavior in accordance to the values and beliefs that you hold. You have been taught that helping others is good, your mood is good, you help others. So, your values and beliefs are further strengthened out of such kind of a behavior. What about the negative moods? It does not mean that you have a foul mood and you do not help. At times there are also situations where even if you are in a negative mood, you are more than willing to help. Why? Because you want to bring yourself out of that bad mood, you want to bring your own self out of distress. Competence is found to be another determinant of prosocial behavior. You are in a situation where a person is in distress and he needs help. If you think you possess the skills and are capable of giving him the required help, then there is definitely bound to be prosocial behavior. So, all those people who are high in the relevant skills are definitely going to provide help to the victims than those people who are doubtful about their own competency levels. Familiarity with the situation also brings about prosocial behavior. When there is ambiguity, when you do not know what has to be done, definitely you will not take a step forward to help the person in distress. When there is no ambiguity and when you are clear as to what has happened to the person and what is expected of you, you definitely are going to act in a manner that will be helpful to the person who is in distress. Attribution is also considered to be another important personal determinant of prosocial behavior. The potential helper will decide, that is, you will decide why you should offer help to the other person. You will see the situation of the person. Why is he like that? If he is a person who has fallen on the road because of consuming excess alcohol, will you stop by and help him? No, you will say that is his fate. Let him go the way he wants to. You will not stop there. So, if the condition of the person is due to something internal, then the likeliness that help will be extended is limited. But if you understand that the result of the person is because of some external factors, it is because of an accident, it is because of someone has mugged him up and he is fallen like that, definitely you will help, and if possible call the others also to offer help. Another major determinant that we will try to understand here is cultural factors. Does culture play an important role in determining the kind of prosocial behavior that will be exhibited by people? People are more likely to help those members who are there in their in-group rather than help people who are members of the out-group. You are bound to help those people who belong to your culture, who follow your tradition, than help those people who do not follow your culture and tradition. This is the kind of behavior that has been observed in general also. The same holds good for collectivist cultures too. People are more likely to offer help to people who belong to their culture and do not help those people who hail from other cultures. Let us try to understand what role does gender differences play in prosocial behavior. How do men behave towards strangers when offering help? How do women behave when offering help to strangers? Do women offer help to strangers at all? Let us take a look. Research has shown that men were more likely to behave prosocially in chivalrous and heroic ways. Women were more likely to behave prosocially in nurturant ways. Men are more likely to help in dangerous situations, and women are more likely to help in those situations where there is no threat at all, and they are more willing to offer help to their neighbors or an elderly relative rather than taking risk by offering help in dangerous situations. Men were more likely to help women than women helping men. Women were found to receive more help from men, and they were also the ones who sought more help than men. Batson identified 4 aspects that cause prosocial behavior in people. First one is egoism. Here the person helps and benefits out of helping. He gets something and he is also helping the other person. His self is satisfied in the process. Second one is altruism. Here the person offers help to the person in need without expecting any kind of a return. Third one is collectivism, where helping benefits only those people who are there within the group. Then we have the principalism, where people help because there is a moral imperative that is involved behind helping. Social norms and social pressures have been found to be the major causative factors of prosocial behavior. Honor is also found to be strongly associated with prosocial behavior, but at the same time shame is associated with selfish behavior. So, people who are generally looking out to elevate themselves in the society or want to have some more self-worth will definitely engage in prosocial behavior than in antisocial behavior. Introspection also is considered to be one of the main factors that will bring about prosocial behavior in individuals. Internal thinking, introspecting of what he has done in a particular situation, assessing whether it is good or bad, it is positive or negative, will make a person realize whether his action was right or wrong. This analysis of his own self will probably direct him in a direction that is more favorable or preferred by people in the society. For a quick recap, in this lesson, we have understood the different causes of prosocial behavior. We understood that people wanted to maintain some kind of an equilibrium to ensure that there was smooth running in the society, smooth running between themselves. So, whether it was a stranger or a known person, they did not hesitate to offer any kind of help. We humans innately possess the quality to offer help, but whether all of us will help all the time or no depends on whole lot of factors. That is why we have shifted our attention to learn more about the determinants of prosocial behavior. There are so many determining factors that will bring about prosocial behavior in human beings. They can be personal prosocial determinant factors, they can be situational prosocial determinant factors and interpersonal prosocial determinant factors. We focused on learning more about the personal prosocial determinants in this chapter. We understood that there were different individual characteristics that were responsible while we offered help to people in distress, and out of them mood was one of the major players that either acted in such a way that you went, sympathized with the person and offered him help, or you just backed out of the situation. Then we had the competence levels. Higher the skills a person possessed, more was the likeliness that he would go and offer help in a particular situation. If the person felt incompetent, he did not get himself involved in the helping process at all. Then there was the attribution factor we looked into. You will first analyze why the person is in a state of distress. If it is because of his internal mechanism of something, because he has done wrong with himself, then you are never moved to offering help. For example, if a person is a drug addict or an alcohol and falls on the road, hurts himself, you will say that was his fault, he drank, he got drunk and he fell like that. Why am I supposed to cut short my activity? Why am I supposed to go all out of my way and help him? So, it is conformity and then attribution that will act on your mind and help you decide whether you will offer help or not. We have also seen the role culture plays. We have also seen the role gender plays on influencing prosocial behavior. And what did we conclude finally? We said that men were more helpful. Men were helpful in their own heroic ways, in their own chivalrous ways. Women were helpful in their nurturant ways. It is not that women do not help at all, but women do offer help, but in a more safe and secure manner, because they are not the adventurous kind like the men.